Why am I being silent? Because I'm scared to share it. But whatever. Okay. So I'll just start with like a lighter one. That's not as hard as the other ones. One lyric that's very sentimental to me is in On and Off. I have one that is probably my DS. Ooh, that's cool. I've been obsessed with my coral pink DS since getting it from Santa when I was 6 right now. Oh, that's so sweet. I love it. Okay, but one lyric that's very sentimental to me is 13 breakups isn't bliss. In On and Off. Because, come on, it's not Silent Saturday. I know, I'm sorry, I'm back. It's 13 breakups isn't bliss. Because I had this one person and I counted out the breakups and it was 13. And I could not believe that it was 13. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's bad. That's bad. And it was like a really realization to me that like, wow, this is ugly. This is not a good relationship. So that's one that has sentimental meaning to me. Another lyric that has a lot of sentimental value. Oh, bring back singing Saturday. I'll sing the next lyric. Another lyric that has really a lot of sentimental value to me is gaslighting got me under your spell. Because basically I had like this realization because I didn't know what gaslighting was. And then I was watching a YouTube video and the person was talking about gaslighting and they explained what gaslighting was, which basically gaslighting is when somebody gets something that's not your fault and puts it on you and blames you for it. So it's like they get their problems and put it on you and gaslight you. Or it's like, for example, just a gaslighting example, like let's say you tell me, let's say like I'm at school and this girl sees that I got a D on my test next to me and she goes, oh my gosh, you're so dumb. Are you going to fail out? That's a rude thing to say, obviously. And then I say, excuse me, Veronica, that was very insensitive. I'm kind of having a bad day because like I got this D and I'm disappointed. Like, could you please be a little bit more sensitive? And then let's say she goes, oh my gosh, you're so sensitive. You're the stupid one who did that to yourself. That's your fault that you got the D. Like, you're the one who got the D. She's gaslighting me because she said something mean, but she's making it my fault. She's putting it on me. It's that I'm sensitive. It's not that she said something rude, and it's my fault that I got the D. You know, she's gaslighting me. And once I figured out what gaslighting was, I realized in the relationship I was in, I was being completely gaslighted. And I was like, light bulb, I'm being gaslighted. Something's got to change. So, yes, very sentimental lyric to me. That dress is definitely your color of pink. Oh, thank you. You know there is a problem when you have so many breakups with the same person. Exactly. So when I actually counted it out and counted out that it was 13, I was like, wow, this is bad. Yeah. Yeah. It's really bad. Yeah. It's just... Another one that's really important to me is when we're alone, it's like our world is full of stress. In We Should Break Up, which is when we're alone, it's like our world is full of stress. Because basically, I just realized that in the relationship that I was in, whenever I was alone with the person, basically here's what would happen. Like, we would try to hang out in groups, and like when we would hang out in groups, it would be like totally fine and I could be normal and we could get along. But whenever we were alone, suddenly I would get so stressed out and just this stress would come over me of like, oh my gosh, like we're alone. What's this person going to say to me? Are they going to attack me? What are they going to do to me? Like, I'm so scared. And I realized like that's not a good way to live. You know what I mean? Like, that's like not a fun relationship to be in. And that's a relationship that needs to be cut out of your life. So that was definitely another light bulb. My conversations with you are sentimental for me. Oh, thank you. They're sentimental to me too, because I think you're like so sweet and so kind. They remind me I'm not alone. Oh, and someone accepts me for who I am, which is important. I love you, Bessie. Of course, I completely accept you for who you am. And I think you're a beautiful person. I think you're like really kind. I think you do amazing things for the world. And I think you're really talented. And I'm so happy that I'm someone who can accept you, because I think finding people in your life who can accept you for who you are is like the most important, beautiful thing ever. Like, that's what a amazing, special relationship is. That's what a friendship is. It's somebody who fully accepts you for who you are. So I'm so happy that like you feel that, because I want you to feel accepted, because you deserve to feel accepted, because you're a beautiful person. You really are. Okay. And then the next lyric that's very sentimental to me is 24/7 I'm frustrated, all I want is to be free. Because basically I wrote that line, and I wrote simple get out of unhealthy relationships. Yes, I'm literally pinning that. Because basically I was writing the song, and I was writing the song simple at a time where I had gotten back together with somebody who was very toxic for me, and I'd gotten back in the cycle of like going back to the toxic relationship, which was wrong, and I shouldn't have done that. But I did that. And then I was writing the song, and when that lyric came out of me, and when I wrote down 24/7 I'm frustrated, all I want is to be free, and it's like when I wrote that down and when I saw that lyric on paper, I had a really another light bulb moments, because when I write these songs, they're very therapeutic, and it's like I don't even realize what I'm thinking subconsciously, and then I put it down on paper and I see it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But when I saw that line, I was like, then why am I even in this relationship if I'm frustrated all the time, and if all I want is to be free? Then why am I here? You know? So that was a very mind-blowing lyric for me. But it was fun. It was fun to write that song. I mean, it was hard, but it was fun to write it. It was very, maybe fun isn't the right word, but it was very therapeutic. Yeah. Yeah. And then another lyric that's very sentimental to me is, were you always the shady? And pretend, because I just loved that song lyric. It feels like a weird lyric to be sentimental, but I just love that one, because basically this was another person, and it was like somebody who I thought was really nice, and then they turned on me and were like really mean, and I was like, were you always the shady? And also, my energy has gone to waste is a really special lyric to me too, because I just think it's such a funny lyric, and it's such a me lyric. Like, because I'm so somebody like who would say that, and I feel like, who else would say that in a song? It seems my energy has gone to waste. Like, so whenever I hear that song, that lyric, I always laugh. I do. I always laugh. I think it's like so funny. I'm like, oh my gosh. Another lyric that's very sentimental to me is In My Type. So now I got your chemistry in my bones. We're all alone. And the reason why that's very sentimental to me is because with the crush, we did a chemistry project together. So it's very personal to me. So I hear it and I'm like, oh my gosh, our chemistry project. And I just start thinking about the chemistry project and about like doing a chemistry lab. Just like it takes me back to taking chemistry, which wasn't a fun class. I hated it. I like hated chemistry so bad. The chemistry labs are so terrible. I hated doing the chemistry experiments, but it really does take me back. So those are the most sentimental lyrics to me. Yes. I didn't notice it was funny until now. I know it is. It seems my energy has gone to waste. I'm like, who are you? Okay. Oh, another lyric that I love is,